Despite both of these guys promised me that there would be enough beer in the house to make sales tax exciting, I will not do a demo of our sales tax software. Instead, you're welcome. Instead, I thought I'd go through some of the things that I thought were interesting. So the business problem we're solving is pretty interesting, and some of the things in Seattle are pretty interesting. So interesting facts. Avalara is actually a 400-person, 10-office company that was started on Bainbridge Island. Thankfully for everyone here, we have offices in downtown Seattle. So other interesting facts. The most photographed site in Seattle, not the Space Needle. It's the big pink elephant car wash. Did anybody know that? It's really like a fan favorite on the tours. So other interesting things, the tax problem that we're solving. Why are people laughing? So $112 billion is last year's estimated collective budget shortfall across all of the state budgets and city budgets. And of that, nearly 20%, almost $24 billion is because of uncollected sales tax. So what does that mean? In case you haven't been reading the news, in the last half decade, the states and local government are broke. Who are the victims? The state is the first victim. 61 cents of every dollar of revenue in the state of Washington comes from sales tax. Thank God that's because we don't have an income tax in this state. Second victim, I just moved here less than 2 years ago, actually, from Menlo Park. And the city of Menlo Park in the last decade saw over a 50% drop in the revenue from sales tax, even though Menlo Park, California saw no change in population and saw increases in other sources of revenue. The third victim is medium and small-sized businesses. So the SMB market is estimated by the Aberdeen Group to spend nearly $50,000 a year when there's an audit. And by the way, you can be audited by any state in the union. So this isn't like the IRS, if anybody just finished filing their their income tax return, right? This is 50 plus some odd jurisdictions that can be auditing you on an annual basis. And you have to file your taxes on a monthly basis. That sucks. Oh, other interesting fact about Seattle, we actually sell more sunglasses per capita than any other city in the US of A. Your options to solve the sales tax challenge today. So option one, I've obscured the logo here for a present that I bought my mother for a recent Christmas because I like this company actually. But them trying to solve this problem presented me with the following options in the middle of a checkout flow. Anybody optimizing conversion rates? I don't know what the drop-off is here, but it's not good. By the way, I didn't know the answer, so it didn't help with the sales tax compliance challenge either. So the alternative. Avalara's technologies actually takes any address and geocodes addresses. Every one of those colors on the screen is a latitude, longitude, polygon understanding of the local sales tax jurisdictions in Texas. You don't just have to understand that the sales tax rate is 8.25%. That's unfortunate. But you need to know when you go to file your taxes how much you collected on behalf of the state of Texas and how much you collected on behalf of Round Rock, Texas. The crazy thing is that this is a house I grew up in, and I have no freaking clue the correct answer to the question prior if you're trying to be compliant with this problem. So we've also made this mobile now. And so companies like Intuit's GoPayment solution are embedding this technology directly into solutions like mobile payment offerings. By the way, another Seattle fact here, we have over 160 food trucks now in Seattle. I happen to like this one. It's directly across from my apartment. But there's also other interesting things that we can solve with this, right? What about places that don't have any address? I have no idea how people that are offering services or other goods to this oil rig in the middle of who knows where, how they calculate tax. What about in this? when you want to pay in gold coins, Bitcoin, or USD, how is the tax calculated? I don't know, but our customers are using us to solve this problem. And everybody else said we're hiring. This is the picture I took earlier today while I was putting together this presentation from my desk. So we have offices literally in downtown Seattle. This is our Pier 55 office. If you want to work with a company that is pre-IPO, has thousands of paying businesses, that has a presenter that can drink beer while moving his own slides and speak to you, is doing millions of sales tax computations, solving big data problems, and wants you to help solve them, particularly we're looking for Ember developers, please come up and talk to me or Ben, the guy with the big floppy hair in the back left-hand corner. Questions?
Did anyone here not pay their taxes?
I filed an extension, so.
So there was an interesting story this morning on NPR about consumer sales tax and the fact that you have to pay.
Yes.
Are you involved in that or
No. So even though we employ hundreds of tax nerds, none of which we're recruiting at this event. I hope you're not a tax nerd. The question is around consumer sales tax. The way all these laws are written is that you as a consumer are actually obligated to like calculate and compute your own tax if you didn't pay tax when you buy something online or elsewhere. I don't give politicians a lot of credit, but one of the things I'll give them credit for is the fact that when they started implementing all of these laws, they obligated any business registered to do business in their state to be an agent for them and collect sales tax on their behalf. So that's just an intermediary. The reality is that you as a consumer actually have the direct line obligation to figure out your own sales tax rate and file it on your income tax return or somewhere else. I don't do that. No, we're not involved. We help businesses though. So any of the businesses in the room that are like medium or larger size, you actually are obligated as a consumer. Like if you go buy 100 servers and you didn't pay sales tax or use tax on that, you're obligated to figure that out on your own. We help with that. That was a long answer. Sales tax is complicated.
I hate taxes. Why should I work for you?
I hate taxes too. Well, you should work for us. Sales tax is a terribly boring topic. This business is fascinating. We filed over $14 billion in transactional tax last year, and we saw multiple orders of magnitude, at least 2 orders of magnitude, more of that in actual sales volume down to a transaction level, invoice line item detail. That's a lot of sales data that we have access to. So lots of neat, fun problems to solve as an engineer.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for